What's up, everyone? For today's video, I think that a topic that's more urgent than some of the others is to talk about how do you get your offer accepted. We know that inventory is a problem. People are having just difficulty finding a place, and once they do, it can be competitive. We saw a little bit of a break of that going through in recent markets where things were up in the air, interest rates were really high, and although there was still a lot of buyers active in the market, it was nowhere near what we had seen previously in like 20 and 21, where we're starting to see just ridiculous conditions. The bad news is that at the time of this video, I'm recording this is going into the beginning of 2024, we're seeing that vicious competition come back. And today's video, I want to talk about how can you win, right? How do you get your offer accepted? How are you going to be able to step out in front of the competition, and what can you do to better prepare yourself for that? So jumping right in, I think that the best thing you can do is you have to take a proactive stance, right? A good offense is the best defense, so to speak. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you have all your ducks in a row up front. Let's talk about a few of the things that you need to consider when you're making an offer on a property. I think that having a real conversation with yourself about what your needs list looks like with the property, where you're willing to budge. For example, if you're moving somewhere for a certain school, for your children, then you know that the property has to fall within that. Don't start to make, compromises based off of a property that looks nice, but it doesn't meet your needs. So know what those needs are up front. That's first and foremost, right? So when you're looking for a property, you're looking for the right property and looking in the right area. Financially, when it comes time to make an offer, you need to know what that looks like for you. So some of the steps that we take with our clients, first, we do a full underwriting approval. So we'll underwrite the loan up front. This way we know that we can move quickly, because in a competitive market, sellers want to see that they don't have to depend on you getting a loan. They don't want these long approval terms. They want you to show up, and let's face it, you may be competing with cash offers. So you need to be able to step up and say, look, we're approved. As long as this property is good, we're good. So going through and making sure you're working with that approval up front and getting an underwritten approval will give you that advantage over some of the other offers that are out there. Now, the other benefit of doing this, you've got to have a real idea of what your budget is. Okay, so I've got a lot of clients who will come to me, they'll start making offers on properties. The next thing you know, they're in this urgent situation. It's Saturday at 6 p.m. Final offers are due by 8 p.m. They don't know what to do. There's going to be a lot of terms that are thrown at you, like mortgage contingency, appraisal contingency, attorney review. All these different things start coming up. Understand what those terms are up front and know what your threshold is on your budget. When we do pre-approvals for clients, we'll set this up. And when we do those underwritten approvals, we'll set this up so we understand what's the maximum payment someone can qualify for. And then we have a realistic conversation about what's the maximum payment they're comfortable paying, because you don't want to get into a position where you start making the wrong compromises that you'll later regret. The new car smell of owning a home wears off very quickly, right? When you're going through and writing a check every month. Not that anyone writes checks anymore, but you get the idea. So go through and have a good understanding what this looks like, because the reality is if you're in this market right now and you have to start to consider whether you want to make an offer, chances are you're not going to win that offer. You have to be able to move quickly and make a decision quickly. And I'm not suggesting anyone gets into a position where they make an uncomfortable financial decision. I'm suggesting you educate yourself on what that financial decision is. What are your thresholds? How much are you going to pay? Where do you draw the line? And then stick to that, because when you see that property and you need to move quickly, if you sleep on it, you're not sleeping in it, okay? And I know that's cheesy, but it's the truth. If you're in a position where you go through and you're like, okay, I don't know, we're going to think about this. We're going to, maybe we'll make an offer tomorrow. Well, everyone I've talked to over this last weekend that had that decision, that property was already under contract or multiple offers were already on the table. And it started to be a very competitive situation that they had no chance to compete in. Some people didn't even have their pre-approval. So if you're watching this and you're going to buy a home and you haven't even done the pre-approval process yet, do yourself a favor. That's something you want to do right away. Get out, talk to the lender. Even if they don't do a full underwriting approval, at least get the letter in hand so you can move quickly when you need to. So if you want to be successful in the market right now and you want your offer to get accepted, you want to actually write contracts, not just submit offers, then do yourself a favor, understand what you're looking for, understand where you're looking for it, understand what hard lines you draw in the sand, how much you really willing, are you willing to pay, not just the price point on the property, but the monthly payment on that property. Make sure you have the approval up front so you can submit your offer and offer a quick timeline, because the seller is going to want this. I had an agent who put it best. They said, it's not our fault or we don't want to depend on your buyer getting a loan. That's not up to us. That's up to them. So you want to be competitive by being able to move quickly and show that you can have that loan approval to them immediately. And then make sure when you go to look at a property, know what that looks like before you even set foot through the door. You follow these steps, you're gonna have a lot better chance of going through and getting your offers accepted. So good luck out there. It's really heating up, which is great. I know we want to see this. Listings are coming to market. You know, it's a positive move all in all, but you've got to be ready. If you like this video, please remember to like, subscribe, support the channel. It really helps us. We're happy to keep sharing any information that we can that'll help you succeed in this market.